Hello, welcome to my Week 5 media presentation where I will be presenting an ethics training video for the DPSS department. So why is ethics important in a DPSS setting? So ethics is important in DPSS regardless of one's position or function within the department. So whether you're a social worker, supervisor, clerical, we all serve the community, whether it's in different ways, we all serve the community. So it's important that we have ethics and we follow it and that it is established as a standard of guide for our everyday practice because it ensures that we are serving the community equally and based on regulations. And it protects the rights and dignity of clients, the society, as well as the employees who represent DPSS. So, two main theories that set the foundation for ethics in DPSS department is Aristotle's virtue theory and Hobbes' contractarianism. So to start off with Hobbes and contractarianism, we often follow implicit contracts. So contracts we haven't agreed to. We know what our role is in DPSS, which is so for my role, for example, as a social worker, I determine hours. It's through IHSS, in-home supported services. Every year I see a client. I determine how many hours they're eligible for care in their own home. So I have to follow regulations based on the state, on how many hours I can give the client. Of course, some of the clients, they ask for more hours, for more help. They want new glasses, durable medical equipment that they want me to provide for them. Of course, I'm not allowed to buy these items for them. But what I am allowed to do, and what we have found that we have done, is that if a client is asking for things that they need, what we have kind of done as an unwritten rule is that we will provide them with resources. So we'll provide them with links to the community where they can get their needs met. And then also this ties into Aristotle's virtue theory because this kind of went along with knowing what to do in a situation to help out people, knowing what to say, deliver tough news gracefully. So that's something that we often have to do. So we can't always give you this, but we can do this for you. So always trying to find a way out and without being too harsh. And I guess saying, no, we can't do this for you. No, we can't do that for you. So saying no, but also giving them something in return of the no. So the code of ethics is important for social workers. I feel like it's important in just about every profession, but I would say it's even more important, I guess, as a social worker because very rarely are issues ever black and white. So usually we do have to fall back on the code of ethics to help make decisions that are morally conflicting. So many times do we see in the headlines how a social worker could have done something better, how there is a death of a child, a client who has done something where a social worker could have intervened to have a better outcome of the situation. But even when a client sees a social worker, there's an unspoken guarantee, I guess, that the social worker has the specific training, they're competent, and that they're following the ethics in order to provide the best service and better outcome. So this scenario had actually happened to me, and I feel like making the decision that I made was pretty easy, at the same time a little bit hard, but like I explained, every year, I work for in-home supportive services, and I go out every year and I see my client to assess their situation, to see if they've improved in terms of their health, or if it's declined and they need more help, or if it's stayed stable. So this client, I've seen her for 3 years now, and she expressed to me that she trusted me with her information, and she asked, So if I tell you anything, are you not allowed to tell anybody? And I told her, in terms of her personal information, I'm not allowed to tell anybody. But if she is placing herself in danger, then of course I would have to. And then she said, okay, but you would never disclose anything. And I told her, no, I would not disclose anything if it's unnecessary to do so. So your information is pretty much safe with me. And then she told me that she wanted to disclose something with me, but she didn't want me to tell anybody. And then I told her, like I always tell my clients, I'm not allowed to just tell your information just to anybody. I keep your information confidential because of HIPAA. And she expressed to me that she felt that her pains were getting a lot worse. She couldn't go on with her life, and she felt that it would be easier for herself and her family if she were just gone. And I dove more into it, and I asked her, why, what is it? Do you plan to do anything? And she expressed that she's been thinking about it for some time now, that she wanted to hurt herself because it would be a lot easier for her family. So she kind of thought, I guess, if she were to do something to herself that would make her pass away, it would be a lot easier for a lot more people, because she said, nobody would have to help her. She has a big family who always has to take turns looking into her. And she said it would just be easier if they just had nobody to have to check up on constantly. And I tried to express with her that her family had informed me that they actually they like being there for her, that they understand that she does go through a lot of pain, but it didn't seem to resonate with her. She thought one way. She said, well, no, I'm going to be helping the most if I take myself out. So in this situation, I would not say, this is utilitarianism. We're going to do the best that we can for the most. Of course not. My job states that I have to report this. So of course I did report it. APS did end up going out there and seeing my client. And she was going through a very emotional time. Her family, she did not express it to her family. And I know I had lost rapport with her. She didn't really want me to be her social worker anymore, because she felt that I had breached the confidentiality that I had expressed. But of course, I'm still her social worker, and she did kind of see my point, but she did get the help that she needed. But of course, I did rely on the code of ethics. Speaking to my supervisor, I did have to act quickly and call APS so they can go out and see her. But it was an easy decision to make that, I had to call APS, make sure that she would not follow through with her plans, because she was thinking of specific plans. And, I didn't want to end up on the news saying that a social worker could have intervened. And I could have just said, my role there is just to assess for hours. But no, it's also to ensure that the client is safe in their own home, that they're not causing harm to themselves, and that their surroundings, that they're also not causing harm to themselves. So that's why we try to link clients to all these different resources. And we've come to the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening. I hope I was able to provide some insight on ethics for the week. Thank you.